Hello, my name is Eric White. I'm the manager of the YO Ranch headquarters. And I first came here in 1986. The YO Ranch headquarters was part of what was the famous YO Ranch. So we're about an hour and a half northwest of San Antonio. The YO has a steeped history going back to the days of cattle drives and cowboys and Captain Schreiner, who first bought this place in 1880. And in the 30s, Myrtle Schreiner, who was Captain Schreiner's daughter-in-law, started leasing the ranch out for hunting. So hunting became a portion of the ranch at that time. They had one son, Charlie Schreiner III, and he became the next great innovator. And in the 50s, he started bringing exotic wildlife out here. That business grew. This turned out to be a great place that these species could survive and propagate and flourish in. The original game ranch in the country, particularly here in the state of Texas, was the YO. And so we became known worldwide as a place to go hunting in Texas for all kinds of species. In 2015, Byron and Sandra Sadler bought this ranch. And the reason they got it is they did not want to see the history go away. And so that is actually what we're trying to accomplish here, is keep this place alive for future generations. The bigger you can keep these land masses, the better you can maintain the natural ecology of this land. I think it's important. I think it's important to keep a link to the past. There was a time in my lifetime where I was guiding 250 days a year. But probably one of the more memorable experiences was in 2005, the Cabela family, Dick and Mary Cabela, chose to have their 50th wedding anniversary here on the ranch. And at that time, there was 41 Cabelas. Told me it was the best hunting trip they'd ever had. Now, they've been everywhere. And it was because they had their families with them. And they got to enjoy their families outside and participate with grandkids and their kids in the outdoors doing the thing that they love. We don't do a lot of hunting in blinds. You're not sitting there by a corn feeder or whatever else. It's kind of safari style like you do in Africa. And so because we have this amount of land, today is 14,000 acres, and so we have so much variation we can do in hunting styles. We have about 20 some odd species here. Everything from mouflon sheep, your common exotics, whitetail, axis, blackbuck, fallow deer. And then we have some of your higher end animals like waterbuck and kudu and Nile lechwe and other species that are typically more African in nature. So we basically have three types of hunters. So we do corporate hunting here. Business entertainment, or lots of families who like to hunt together, and it's just how they spend their time together. It's a way to get everybody together doing the same sort of a thing. And then we just have buddies that like to hunt together. And one of the things that I enjoy the most is the number of first-time hunters we've had here on the ranch. It's a place you want to go back to because that's where you got your first experience from. Hunting is tradition. It's heritage and tradition. But it's about being able to share that in a way that's a positive way. So you can make your hunt as much do it yourself as you choose to, or you can just show up with you don't even have to have your rifle. You go out and hunt it. Of course, we're going to take care of the animal in the field, but you can leave it here. I've got a taxidermist Woodbury's in Kerrville that will take it in, process the meat, do the mounting, and ship it to your doorstep. So you don't have to show up with much other than proper clothing. Or you show up with everything and we skin it out and we debone the meat and you take the whole thing back with you. So we can have you do nothing and make it easy, where you can fly in and fly out, which is what actually most people end up doing, or any part thereof in between that. So you get all those different types of clients here at the ranch, and we can easily satisfy all of them. So the facilities here on the ranch are a little bit unique. We have old historic cabins right next to us. The Sam Houston, which was, I think it was built in 1852. Right over here was another log house that was a Pony Express station in the 1800s. There's what I call kind of suites, which is the center section was the first post office in Kerr County. It's kind of a suite in the middle with bedrooms on either side. So you have this historic housing, and then we have 16 more modern rooms that Byron and Sandra built called Old Town, right back here. And then we have a couple bigger houses if you have families come together. So you have more modern and you have more historic. Kind of the first thing that they'll say a lot of times when they come on the ranch is, it feels authentic. It feels like it was always here. It wasn't somebody that got a really good architect to build a really fancy place and just plopped it somewhere. The facilities here all feel organic, all have a tie to a 140-year history now. So that's one of the unique things about the ranch experience. And I've always encouraged families to bring their kids with them. Kind of the unique thing about here is that come out here, they can run free without having to worry about things. A lot of kids don't get those opportunities. They kind of live in these sterile, planned communities, planned education lives, planned extracurricular lives, and their days are pretty much regimented. They don't just go out and play. And here they can just go out and play. And I think it's really important for kids to have that. And it's the memories you make together, because that's kind of what bonds families together over a long time is that. And yeah, mom and dad want to come back, but the kids want to come back here because they have so much fun doing all that stuff. You know, one of the unique things that the Schreiner family that owned this place before and the Sadlers have is, when you come to the ranch, somehow you feel like you're coming to your own place. In that we make people feel at home. What I hope people walk away from here, whether they're coming hunting or just staying overnight, is they made a new friend or new friends, that they experienced part of history. If you like hunting, you like the outdoors, you like history, you like Texas, we would love to hear from you.